Septic tank problems, effectiveness, viruses and bacteria in the septic tank. The issue mentioned above is analogous to a combination of the following inquiries. Does septic tank yeast produce viruses and bacteria? Is septic tank treatment effective? What are bacteria and viruses in a septic tank? Do bacteria and viruses aid in the decomposition of the septic tank? If there are no viruses, why can septic tanks transmit diseases? Does the sump treatment additive harm the pipes and concrete of the tank? And does it affect the soil and groundwater? All will be addressed and explained below. Additives for treating septic tanks for the environment and home structure. Enzymes are truly effective when they consist of a combination of chemicals that do not harm water pipes, concrete, and contaminate groundwater. The process of dissolving septic tank treatment additives into water can be divided into several stages. The final stage yields residues from the chemical reaction. These residues will enter groundwater and subsequently damage the groundwater system. What constitutes a truly effective septic tank additive? Thus, the phosphate-breaking additive must be a chemical that only decomposes organic matter and some inorganic substances in the tank, without damaging the concrete and pipes. Residues after the reaction process must be non-toxic to the soil and groundwater environment. It's important to note that septic tank additives do not create viruses or bacteria. The theory of bacteria and viruses was conceived by Western medicine to control the mind and promote medicine sales. Viruses and bacteria do not actually exist. Please refer to the next section. Septic tank additives and pathogenic bacteria and viruses. Essentially, a virus is an electromagnetic signal, a form of information similar to a computer, a malicious code that affects the metabolism of biological cells. In the septic tank, water stores information in the form of electromagnetic signals. This can lead to illness depending on the timing and is transmitted through the stool of an infected person using the toilet. Hence, septic tank yeast is considered beneficial when it eliminates this harmful signal. Enzymes for treating septic tanks, which involve very potent chemicals in terms of solid decomposition, have an immediate effect by aerating and cleaning the septic tank. However, in the long run, the technical structure of the standard septic tank holds greater significance. Even if the septic tank complies with technical standards and operates without clogs for an extended period, for those who believe in the virus theory, it remains merely an electromagnetic signal containing information that affects the cell metabolism exchange process. They would employ a signal reducer, which they label as the virus, for this purpose. The virus does not exist, it is an electromagnetic signal stored in the water. You can verify this by researching memory of water and DNA teleportation. This discovery was made by Luc Montagnier, who won the Nobel Prize in 2009. Despite formulating a theory about viruses, he was compelled to conform to his superiors' directives. He was prohibited from revealing the actual nature of the virus. In 2009, Montagnier and his collaborators published a paper titled Electromagnetic Signals are Produced by Aqueous Nanostructures Derived from Bacterial DNA Sequences, wherein they documented that bacterial DNA can generate an electromagnetic signal, EMS, transferred through the cell culture medium. Conclusion. The utilization of septic tank additives is deemed unfavorable due to scientific findings. Septic additives do not create bacteria or viruses to break down organic matter. There is no substantiated evidence that bacteria are responsible for decomposition. Moreover, environmental pollution, including soil and groundwater pollution, is also highlighted as a subsequent concern. The issue of viruses and bacteria, in actuality, does not hold validity. Consequently, very few individuals possess knowledge about it. The suppression of the signal, labeled as a virus, which contains detrimental information leading to illnesses, necessitates special additives. This discovery has been made by scientists outside of academia who do not conform to dogma, unlike those within the scientific establishment driven by technological monopolies. As a result, research on tablets is adequate for eliminating the so-called bacteria and viruses in the septic tank. Additionally, the decomposition of organic solids within the tank can be accomplished within a 1-month period, without causing environmental pollution.
We are fortunate in Clark County to have a plentiful natural resource. It's water. While we can see these streams and water bodies throughout the county, it is what trickles down and collects under the surface that supports our day-to-day life, and that is groundwater.
98% of the drinking water that everyone in Clark County drinks comes from groundwater. So that includes individual wells that are serving single homes, small public water system wells that are serving 2 to 14 homes or small businesses, and extends to the larger municipal wells.
Public suppliers deliver drinking water from deep underground wells or aquifers to customers in the urban areas of Clark County.
Relative to surface water, groundwater is protected by Mother Nature beautifully. I mean, it's placed under layers and layers and layers of earth. The water we're pulling off of this site is 600 feet below the surface. The last time the water that we're pulling it saw surface was decades to centuries ago.
Because some human activities could affect groundwater, regulations were put in place to protect this valuable resource.
In 1971, the legislature passed the Water Well Protection Act. In that, they found that the construction and operation and maintenance of wells was of vital interest to public health, well-being of the community, and overall public safety.
On a local level, Clark County Public Health works with well drillers, developers, and rural property owners to ensure new wells are constructed to standards and water from the well is safe for drinking.
Our drinking water program touches on drinking water in a couple of different ways. For new well construction, we do a well site evaluation, and that allows us to help property owners ensure that the location they want to have their well constructed is free and clear of contaminants within at least 100 feet. Potential sources of contamination include septic systems, both the tanks and the drain fields, underground storage tanks, livestock barns, manure piles, things like that.
To avoid possible groundwater contamination, a well no longer in use needs to be properly capped or decommissioned. The county has been documenting new, known, and decommissioned wells into a database since the 1980s.
If a property owner then needs to get a building permit, then we do a review of both the well construction and the water quality. So we can combine what has been established during the well site evaluation, what the well driller's done, and we look at the water quality for bacteria, nitrate, and arsenic in most cases, and say that the water system provides adequate water quantity for a home.
Once a well is approved, it is the property owner's responsibility to maintain the water system. Unlike public water providers, there is no county oversight to monitoring private wells.
Clark Public Utilities pulls over 2,000 samples every year to ensure that the water is clean and pure. And we test for about 166 elements that exist in nature. Iron, manganese, all sorts of inorganic and organic compounds. It is an extensive battery, and we're testing all the way down to parts per trillion.
Public health recommends that private wells be tested for bacteria once a year and nitrates every 3 years. Many wells in Clark County have not been evaluated for arsenic, but should be at least once. National Groundwater Awareness Week is March 11th through the 18th. There are things we all can do to protect our groundwater. These include routine septic system inspections, properly disposing of household hazardous materials such as used motor oil and unused pesticides and herbicides, and helping to recharge aquifers by allowing stormwater from your home to go back into the ground. For more information on groundwater, visit the Clark County Public Health webpage at clark.wa.gov/publichealth/drinking water and wells.
That's the real secret. What you may not realize is just how efficient such a simple innovative system is, as it interested the need of buying expensive bottled water or going through the hassle of drilling a new well. And thanks to this breakthrough technology, you can now literally drink from the enormous lakes in the air. The water is purified and the unique system can produce up to 30 gallons of clean, fresh water a day, and you won't have to worry about all the nasty chemicals ever again. The fundamentals are so easy, and if properly applied, you can have a virtually unlimited water supply anywhere, even if you live in the desert.